Kripaluji Maharaj, and his birthplace is very near to Ayodhya, and that whole area is, you can say, Ram area, that part of UP. That's why even Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, his actual name is Ram Kripalu, because in that area everybody, naturally puts Ram before everybody's name. So Ram Prasad, Ram Kuch na Kuch. So Ram Kripalu is his actual name. So Shri Maharaj Ji took us many times to Shringverpur because our headquarters is in his birthplace. It was called Mangar, but Yogi Ji has changed the name now to Shri Kripalu Dham. So now it's called Shri Kripalu Dham Mangar. And Shringverpur is just a few miles from there. So he used to take us there many times. He also established a small Sitaram Mandir there in the location. Shringverpur, although it gets its name because there was a bear tree in those days that was in Ram's time that was shaped like a horn. So that's how it got the name Shring. Shring means like a big horn. Shringverpur, although it's just a tiny village. And of course that's where Sita and Ram and Lakshman came, and on their way from Ayodhya they had stopped one night in between, and then in the middle of the night they got up and left because they didn't want anyone else to follow them. So they didn't actually rest that first night. Then the whole next day they traveled and they reached Shringverpur on the bank of Gangaji. And the next day they were going to cross. So they had to get the kevat, the ferry boat man, to take them across. So that night they rested on the bank of Gangaji. So if you go to Shringverpur today, also you'll find they keep a grass mat under this huge tree where Sita and Ram had rested. If you remember the Leela, Lakshman and Guma, the Nishad, they had spent the whole night keeping guard and talking, philosophical, devotional topics, talking the whole night. The next day, Ram and Sita got up and they found the kevat, and the kevat wasn't ready to take them across right away. The kevat was a big bhakt of Sri Ram, and he was chalak in a good way. He said, "Oh, my beloved Ram, I heard that you touched your lotus feet to one rock, and that rock turned into a woman, Ahilya. He had released her from that form, and then she went to the abode where her husband was, Sage Gautam. So what he really wanted, what the kevat really wanted, was a chance to touch Sri Ram's lotus feet and to get the foot dust and to drink that. We call charanamrit. So he was thinking how to get the chance to do that. So he said, you touched your lotus feet to one big rock and that rock turned into a woman. If your lotus feet touch my boat and that turns into a woman, then how will I make my living? I make my living with my boat. If my boat gets up and walks away, then what will happen? So I know the real jadoo, the real power is in your charana raj, in the dust of your lotus feet, that holy dust. That's where the power is. So I will take you across on one condition, that you allow me to wash your lotus feet and remove that dust, and then I'll allow you into my boat. So Ram said, "Theek hai, fine." He knew what was his true intention behind that. So the kevat got to do the charan, wash the charan of Sri Ram, and then he and his family partook of that charanamrit, and then he also got to take Sri Ram. See, the one who's the mere utterance of his name takes a soul across the ocean of Maya, the ocean of cosmic existence. That one is taking the help of a soul to cross a river. See the greatness, the sweetness of Sri Ram's Leelas. Bhaiya ek kursi le aaye, log piche bhi baithe. या ऐसे ही रहने दो, सेंटर तो है तो रहने दो।
कहाँ चाहिए कुर्सी?
मतलब खड़े मत हो जाइए, बीच में लोग पीछे हैं, या कुर्सी ले आइए अगर देखना है तो। So this Leela happened at Shringverpur, and our Jagadguru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj always taught us that there's no difference between Ram and Krishna. Ram is Krishna, Krishna is Ram. That's why Shri Kripaluji Maharaj made 3 mandirs. One in his birthplace, Mangar, Bhakti Mandir it's called. One in Vrindavan called Prem Mandir, and one in Barsana called Kirti Mandir for baby Radha and her mother, Kirti. And in all 3 mandirs, he also established murtis of Sitaram. So in the mandir in Bhakti Mandir in Mangar, you have murti of Radha Krishna and also murti of Sitaram on the next tal. And then in Vrindavan, Prem Mandir, you also have Radha Krishna Murti, and in the next tal, you have Sitaram Murti directly above. And then in Barsana as well, we have the main Murti of Kirti and baby Radha, and then we also have Radha Krishna Murti and Sitaram Murti. He always told us that these are not separate personalities. Ram himself is Krishna. Krishna himself is Ram. That's why when Ram was on the earth and he visited the sages in Sharbhanga ashram, and those sages desired to embrace him because Ram's beauty is enough to even make a Jnani Parmahans forget about his bliss of formless God. Inahi vilokat ati anuraga Barbas Brahma Sukhahi Man Tyaga. King Janak even exclaimed, Videha Janak, such a great Parmahans, he forgot about his bliss of formless God. So, the beauty of Shri Ram is unimaginable, and that beauty, when those sages saw him, they all wanted to embrace him. So Shri Ram said, actually, I am Maryada Purushottam Brahm in this avatar. So I can't give you that ras in that way, but Krishna avatari yuyam gopika bhutva mama lingatha Krishna Upanishad. Shri Ram told them, everyone can silence their phones. Shri Ram told them that when I come as Krishna, then you will come as gopis. Then you can taste that ras that you are desiring. So you see, Ram himself said, I'm coming as Krishna, is not somebody else. So with these thoughts in mind, and the celebratory feelings of having the beautiful new mandir in Ayodhya, the appearance place of Shri Ram, and also the disappearance place of Shri Ram, we'll now begin this week's topic, which is Bhakti Me Badha. What are the obstacles on the path of devotion and how to avoid? Let me begin by singing Vandana. Bhakti Me Badha. Prathamam Sadgurum Vande Shri Krishnan Tadanantaram Guru Pa. रसोया परमानन्दम् एक एव द्विधा सदा श्री राधा कृष्ण तस्मै नमो नमः। नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमले क्षण यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रणोति तस्मै तग्मुंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। The divine souls. On the path of bhakti, we have one goal, that is to purify our mind. Bhakti में एक ही लक्ष्य है, अंतःकरण की शुद्धि. How do we purify our mind? By attaching it to God. It's very simple. This is why Vedavyasji has said, स्मर्तव्यः सततं विष्णो विस्मर्तव्यो न जातुचित् सर्वे विधिनिषेधाः स्युरेतयोरेव किङ्कराः। पद्म पुराण। He says, if you have done smaran of Bhagwan, then you've already practiced all the different types of bhakti, you've already completed all the rituals, you've done everything if you simply did smaran. Why? Because the whole goal of devotion, just like Tulsidas ji has said, जप तप नियम योग निज धर्मा श्रुति संभव नाना शुभ कर्मा ज्ञान दयादम तीरथ मज्जन जहाँ लगी धर्म कहे श्रुति सज्जन आगम निगम पुराण अनेका पढ़े सुने कर फल प्रभु एका तब पद पंकज प्रीति निरंतर सब साधन कर यह फल सुंदर The goal, the point of any sadhan, any spiritual practice, is to develop love for Sri Ram. That's it. The mind has to be in Bhagwan. Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj says that if we are doing devotion, any kind of physical devotion, whether it be puja, path, kirtan, tirth yatra, wherever we may go, just like if someone were to go to Sri Ram Janmabhoomi in Ayodhya and have darshan in the mandir there. So in the time it takes you to travel there, go, enter the mandir, do pranam, do arpan of something, and come out. In that time, how much time was your mind in Sri Ram? That यही उनकी जन्मभूमि है, यहीं पर प्रकट हुए भगवान राम. Ram walked in this area. If this is his Janmabhoomi, Kasthal, it means that वहीं पर दशरथ जी का महल खड़ा था. He appeared in the palace of Dasharath to Mother Kaushalya. So it means right there where that mandir is standing is where Dasharath ji's palace was. And Sri Ram appeared here and he walked all here when he was doing his Bal Leelas. Kak Bhushundi came here and had darshan of him in the form of a crow. ऐसी कितनी भावना हमने बनाई, कितने मिनट या कितने क्षण के लिए हमने मन भगवान राम में रखा है, उतनी ही भक्ति हुई है. However much time we spend with our mind in Sri Ram, faithfully remembering him, that much time is counted as bhakti. And the rest of the time, ये क्या कर रहा है, ये क्या बोल रहा है, पंडित जी क्या मांग रहे हैं, all these distracted thoughts, चप्पल कहाँ छोड़ी थी, कोई ले ना जाए, none of that counts as bhakti. Where the mind is, that's where, that is what Bhagwan Ram is taking note of. That you are thinking this. You are standing in his mandir, at his Janmabhoomi, and thinking about what time are we taking the taxi to go to this place and that place. You're thinking about something else. Then he notes what you're thinking. He doesn't even give you credit for being in his Janmabhoomi. Now, imagine this. You're sitting in your own home, quietly, maybe in front of your small mandir at home. And you're thinking of Bhagwan Ram. That the same Bhagwan Ram who appeared in Ayodhya, in the palace of King Dasharath, that same Bhagwan Ram lives in my heart. Jagat prakasya prakashak Ramu Ur prerak raghuvansh vibhushan. The same Ram who appeared there lives inside my heart and gives life to me, to my soul. That same Bhagwan Ram, Siya Ram Maya Sab Jag Jani Karau Pranam Jori Jug Pani. Tulsidas ji says, this whole world is the form of my Siya Ram. Siya Ram Maya. Sita and Ram pervade each and every particle of this whole world. So the same Ram is here. The same Ram is here. The same Ram is in your Murti of Ram in your house. And the same Ram is in the Murti of Ram in the new Janmabhoomi Mandir. वो बड़े राम नहीं है और आपके घर के राम छोटे हैं. वही राम हैं, वही राम आपके अंदर बैठे हैं। तो अगर आप अपने ही घर में बैठ के आधे घंटे का स्मरण करते हैं भगवान राम के, imagine yesterday you were thinking, oh, the mandir is built. So this year on Ram Navami, the anniversary of Ram's appearance, there will be grand festivals there, and you're thinking of Ram. Oh, Ram came to this earth and he performed all these leelas. You spent some time thinking in your home about Ram. Maybe you spent more time thinking in your home than when you went on Tirth Yatra. Then you got more benefit, because where your mind is, how long was your mind in Sri Ram? That much bhakti you got. And for that much time, the mind was getting purified, because Bhagwan is pure. So when you attach your mind to him, then your mind gets purified. So we always have to remember, the goal of devotion is to purify the mind. And the method of purifying the mind is to join it with Bhagwan, his names, his forms, his leelas, his guna, his qualities, characteristics of his personality, his dham, and his jan, his divine associates, personal associates, like Dashrath ji, Mata Kaushalya, Lakshman, all these are his divine associates. So if we put our mind in any of those six, Bhagwan, unke naam, roop, leela, guna, dham, jan, ye छह सब एक हैं. Bhagwan Ram is in his name, Bhagwan Ram is in his form, Bhagwan Ram is in his leelas, Bhagwan Ram is in his not devotees like us, but his divine saints. Bhagwan Ram is in his abode, Bhagwan Ram is in his gunas. This is why it is said, Bhakta hetu Bhagavan Prabhu Ram dhare tanu bhoop kiye charit pavan param prakrit nar anurup. जग विस्तारहि विमल यश राम जन्म कर हेतु. Why did Sri Ram take avatar? So that he could spread his Naam, Roop, Leela, Guna, Dham, Jan. The knowledge of this would spread throughout the earth. And his people like us who want to worship him, who want to reach him, now we have the means of reaching him. Soi gun gai bhagat bhav tarahi kripa sindhu janhit tanu dharahi. He comes for us to reveal his Naam, Roop, Leela, Guna, Dham, Jan. So we have this material to meditate on. Oh, I can think of this Leela of Ram. I can think of this beautiful form of Ram. I can think of this quality of Ram's personality. So even whether you're thinking of the beautiful murti in the Janmabhoomi Mandir, or you're thinking of the murti of Ram in your own home, either way we have to see that as real Ram, not a beautifully carved piece of stone, which although it is, but we have to see the one who pervades that stone, who pervades everything, but he also pervades that stone. Oh, this is real Ram. That feeling has to be there. Then the mind gets purified. So this type of devotion, joining the mind with God, can be complemented by adding in some other type of devotion, like doing kirtan, like we just were. By doing the kirtan, it was helping us keep our mind in Sri Ram. Or you may do puja, you may do path, you may do jap, but always remember the main point is that you have to bring Ram in your mind. Okay, so this is kamana. This is how we accrue spiritual or devotional capital. We're earning by attaching our mind to God. However, when you're earning, you also have to be careful not to lose, not to waste. If you earn 1 lakh rupees and then you take that in cash and you just put it at the chauraha and walk away and leave it overnight, will you find it in the morning? No. So you don't carelessly leave your earnings lying around. You don't carelessly waste or lose your earnings. If you do, then what's the point of earning? Similarly, on the path of bhakti, there is something called badha, obstacles. And if we fall in the trap of those obstacles, we may actually waste what we're earning. Therefore, along with understanding how to earn on the path, which I told you is by doing smarana, we also have to understand and how to avoid them. So, a great Rasik saint of Vrindavan, Rup Goswami, he put all the types of obstacles into 2 types, 2 categories. He called it Adhyatmik Tushti and Kapuya Charan. Tushti means, in this case, complacency. Adhyatmik, spiritual. So spiritual complacency. Complacency means, ho jayega. Like not a sense of urgency, not a feeling ki mujhe hi karna hai, nahi to nahi hoga. No, we have the feeling, dekha jayega, ho jayega. So having this type of attitude when it comes to our spiritual progress, this is called Adhyatmik Tushti. There are 4 types of Adhyatmik Tushti. And the other one, Kapuya Charan, that means kapati type of behavior, kapati type of thinking, like crooked, crafty behavior, which sometimes is required in the world, but in devotion, in bhakti, it becomes an obstacle. And there are 3 types of Kapuya Charan. So in this, is this a 4-day or 5-day series? I forget. 5, till Friday, right? So in these 5 days, we're going to cover the 4 types of Adhyatmik Tushti and the 3 types of Kapuya Charan. So let us begin tonight with Adhyatmik Tushti. Adhyatmik Tushti is of 4 types. Bhagavat Tushti, Bhagya Tushti, Kala Tushti, and Sharana Varana Tushti. First, Bhagavat Tushti. Bhagavat Tushti means, like I was saying, ho jayega. Here we're saying, Bhagwan karayenge. Main kya kar sakta hu? How does this relate to the path of bhakti? It's because many times what we do is we think that God's grace is controlling everything, so I don't have to do it myself. Like, when God graces me, then I'll get bhakti. When God graces me, I'll naturally start remembering Him all the time. I'll naturally start doing smaran of Him all the time. So I don't have to put the effort in. When God graces me, it will happen. And some people take this to an extreme. They say, ek patta bhi nahi hilta Bhagwan ki kripa ke bina. Without the will of God, even a leaf cannot flutter in this world. Fir to main kya kar sakta hu? Then what power do I have to do anything? God is controlling everything. Even one leaf can't flutter without His will to make it happen. Jo hota hai, wahi hota hai, jo manzoor-e khuda hota hai. We say things like this, putting all the responsibility on God. This According to Jagadguru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj, his words are, ये सिद्धांत जो अपनाता है उसका सर्वनाश हो जाता है. Someone's utter destruction can come about because of this. Why? Because we're saying, जो भी होता है भगवान कराता है. Right? Whatever I do, even God is controlling. That's what it means. If you're putting all the responsibility on Him, हाँ जब कृपा करेंगे तब भक्ति अपने आप हो जाएगी. So that means God is performing all your actions. God is controlling you. Some people even think to that extent. That why does God make some people good and some people bad? So that means that person is thinking, or we all think like this sometimes, God is making one person do good things and making one person do bad things. Or God is sometimes making me do good things, sometimes making me do bad things. So this is the concept we have to address. Is God controlling our thoughts and actions? If He is, we have to look at a few questions. If God is controlling our every thought and action, then He is supposed to be samadarshi. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyah. Gita. I don't favor or oppose anyone. I treat everyone as equal. None is my friend or my enemy. Then why did you make Tulsidas ji do bhakti? And God realized he got to meet Bhagwan Ram in person and he became eternally blissful. And you're making us do those actions that keep us in the cycle of birth and death and suffering in this world. Kitna bada anyay. So God, who is supposed to be just and look at everybody equal, Are amritasya vai putrah. According to Ved, we are all His children. Then why is He favoring some? And if He's controlling the actions, He's making some do those actions that result in them attaining divine bliss. And He's making others perform actions that cause them to go to Narak, never mind being born in lower species. We've been to Narak uncountable times as a punishment for our sins. And God is making us do those sins. Why? So it seems like it must not be correct. Why would God make some people do good things and some people do bad things? Number two, if God is the one performing our karma on our behalf, then should He not reward Himself for the good karma and punish Himself for the bad karma? Why are we getting the reward and punishment for our karma? Doesn't make sense. वही करा रहे हैं, उन्हीं को भोगना भी चाहिए. Number three, if God is in charge of all of our actions, then why would He even bother creating, see, in this Mayic realm, other than this Mrityu Lok, we also have Swarg and Narak, heaven and hell. Heaven, not the divine abode. Swarg is within the Mayic realm, within the material realm. Ishtapurtam manyamana varishtham nanyat shreyo vedayante pramudha nakasya prishthe te sukrite nubhutvemam lokam hinataram vavishanti. Mundakopanishad. Yes, there is a Swarg. There are many levels of Swarg. The topmost level, Nakasya Prishthe, that means Brahma's abode, Satyalok. That's the topmost level of Swarg. Even if someone reaches there, Lokam Hinataram Vavishanti. They have to return to this world, this mortal world we call Mrityu Lok. Te tam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam chirne punye martyalokam vishanti. Gita, same exact thing. You do punya, you go to Swarg and enjoy the results of your punya, but as you enjoy the results, the punya is getting used up, and then you return to this world. Vishanti, you come back. So we have Swarg, and then we also have Narak, a place of spiritual punishment, where we go to receive the results of our very bad sins, and then again come back here. So we have the lalach, we have the incentive of Swarg. Oh, you like all the enjoyments of this world? Well, you have hundreds, thousands, millions of times greater pleasures in Swarg. You want to go there and enjoy? Do this good action. Like showing to your child who doesn't want to go to school. You go to school, I'll give you this chocolate when you come home. So the chocolate is not the best thing for the child, but it's an incentive for him to do something good. Similarly, going to Swarg is nothing great, because you go, you enjoy, you come back. It's like going on a vacation to Hawaii that you don't even remember when you get back. You work to earn. When you go there, you enjoy a lot and you use up all your earnings, and then you come back. That's like going to Swarg. Except when you come back here from Swarg, you don't even remember having gone to Swarg, because we don't remember our past lives. It's buried in our subconscious mind. And luckily, we don't remember going to Narak either. So we have this incentive. Bhagwan has written in Vedas that if you want to go to Swarg, do all these good actions. And if you do these bad actions, you'll be going to Narak. So we have that deterrent of the fear of going to Narak. Or at least we have, if not Swarg and Narak, we have the incentive that you'll have a better destiny in your next life because of the good karma you did. And if you do bad karma, you'll have a bad destiny in your next life. You'll face many more hardships. So we have that incentive to do good and deterrent from doing bad. Why would God even worry about that? Why make a Swarg and a Narak? Why would we need an incentive or a deterrent? He could have just said, no, whatever I want you to do, I'll make you do it. Why reveal 100,000 mantras of Vedas? This is point number 4. 400,000 shloks of Puran, 100,000 shloks of Mahabharata, 6 Darshan Shastras, 200 Smriti Granthas. Why do we need all this knowledge that's all telling us these are do's, these are don'ts, this is right, this is wrong? Why do we need all that? Why should God go to all that trouble to produce all these divine scriptures? He could have just written one vakya. What I want you to do, I'll just have you do it. After all, He's controlling all of our actions. When God is kind, why would He not make everybody do such actions that would result in at least them getting the good reward? And if not, why not have everyone do bhakti so they can attain divine bliss? Obviously, if God were in control of our actions, wouldn't everybody be doing bhakti? Wouldn't everyone have been God realized long ago? Yes, we would have. So, we can understand through this logic that it's not acceptable to think that God is controlling our actions. Okay. We understand from that logical point of view that it doesn't make sense that God is controlling our each and every action. Then what is this, why I quoted a verse from Ramayana, Ura Prerak Raghuvansh Vibhushan, Wahi Prerana Dete Hain. What does that mean if He's not controlling our actions? Why doesn't He only give us good prerana? Why does He give us bad prerana? No, that's not what it means. What it means is Chetanash Chetananam Shvetashvataropanishad. He's giving us life. He's giving us the ability to think and do karma. He's not controlling what we do with it. So being prerak means He's enlivening us. He's the soul of our soul. Jeev ke jeev, pran ke pran, sukh ke sukh Ram. Tulsidas ji says, He's the life of our life. So He lives right in here, inside our very soul, and gives life to our soul. And our soul gives life to our mind, and our mind gives life to our senses and body. So, भगवान हमको तत् तत् कर्म करने की शक्ति प्रदान कर देते हैं, लेकिन हम लोग उस शक्ति को पाकर क्या करते हैं, उसमें भगवान टांग नहीं अड़ाते. Bhagwan doesn't control what we do with the power He has given us. That's the important distinction. Could we perform any action without God's power? No, we couldn't. But is He controlling what we do with His power? No. There's where you have to draw the line. If you have a seed of a cactus, and you have a seed of a genda fool, marigold, now you put them in the soil and you add water. So because of the water, those seeds are going to germinate. Now the one seed, though the water brought out what? A thorny cactus. And the other seed, when you put water, it brought out a beautiful flower that you can offer to God. So is it the water that determined whether you got a thorny plant or a beautiful flower? No. The quality was already there in the seed. The water just brought it out. Gave it a way to express itself, you can say. Similarly, God gives us the power to perform actions, but we, according to our own nature, we generate thoughts, and those thoughts lead us to physical actions and words. But the decision whether to do this or do that, or not do this or not do that, that decision lies with us, not with God. Ganga Ji is flowing. Anyone in the whole world can go to Ganga Ji. You can do many things with her water. You can fill your pot and take it home and cook with it. You can wash something with it. You can bathe with it. You can drink it. Or you could drown another person in it. Same water. Is Gangaji responsible for what you do with the water? No. Gangaji is flowing for everybody. In the same way, Bhagwan is giving life to every soul. What each and every soul does with that power that they got from God, that is upon them. If a police officer is issued a gun, that police officer can choose to do the right thing and protect people and stop bad people with that gun, or that police officer could use that gun to commit a crime himself. So, the gun is not responsible, and even the one who issued him the gun is not responsible. He's responsible for what he does with that. Similarly, Bhagwan gives us the power of life and the power to perform karma. He doesn't just like that police officer is not issued a gun without training, we are not given this power without guidance. That's why Bhagwan produced all the scriptures. That's why Bhagwan keeps sending saints in the world to tell us what those scriptures mean and what the guidance is, what is the right, what is wrong, what should be done, what is prohibited. So He provides us guidance, and He even gives us what we call a conscience. That's also Bhagwan. You know, when you're going to do something wrong and you feel like a little dhakka, Shri Kripaluji Maharaj says that's Bhagwan Ram inside of you going like this. Hey, mat kar. You feel that when you're going to do something wrong. Nahi karna chahiye. Chalo, kar hi deta hu. Theek hai. He gave you one warning. He gave you that little nudge from inside. Don't do it. You know it's wrong. We call it conscience. It's Bhagwan himself. Then do we follow or do we not follow? It's up to us. So Bhagwan provides not only the power to perform karma, but the guidance to know what is the correct karma to do, what should not be done, what is bhakti, what is the goal of bhakti, what is the benefit of bhakti. He teaches us all of that through the saints and scriptures. Then it's us. It's up to us. How do we use this body? How do we use this life? So, having understood all of this, now we know that Bhagwan, although he's giving us the power to do our actions, he also gives us the ability to choose. He's not controlling anybody's actions. He notes them and gives the consequences so that we can learn from our actions and stop. We want to stop suffering and stop doing bad actions. We want more good things, then do more good actions. You want divine bliss, then do bhakti. He's helping us along the way in this way, but he doesn't control anybody's thoughts or actions. Therefore, he doesn't control whether we do bhakti or not. Now we come back to the original point of Bhagavat Tushti. Somebody says, when Bhagwan graces me, then I'll do bhakti. So this is incorrect because God cannot make you do bhakti. If he could have, he would have long ago. He would have made you do bhakti and get God realized, because that's what he desires for all the souls, that they should reach him and experience divine bliss. So we have to do bhakti. We cannot put the onus on God. We cannot shirk our responsibility and say, oh yeah, I'll just be casual about it, and when God graces me, then I'll do bhakti. Well, he's already gracing you so much, giving you so much knowledge and chance to do bhakti. So now we have to take the responsibility and do it. So how to do bhakti we'll discuss more tomorrow, as well as we'll get to the next Adhyatmik Tushti, which is called Bhagya Tushti. It has to do with our destiny. That will be the topic for tomorrow. Bolo Siyawar Ramchandra Bhagwan Ki Jai. Let us have a few minutes of kirtan now, and then we'll have the Arti. And I believe Pandit Ji is also coming to join us for a brief minute before we go out for the Arti. Let us close our eyes and visualize the form of Ram Krishna. As we're singing the Kirtan, remember that even the Kirtan is not complete in and of itself unless we are doing Smarana of Sri Ram. So let us remember his divine form in our mind and feel his divine presence next to us as we chant his divine names. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram, 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 Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
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 Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram. Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
Jai 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 Siya Ram, Jai Jai Siya Ram.
बोलो राघवेंद्र सरकार की, साकेत बिहारी श्री राघवेंद्र सरकार की, श्रीमद् युगल सरकार की।